Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoinmeister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is January the 2nd, 2020. Oh, yeah, I am loving this year already. Strong hand. Golden age 2020s. Oh, yeah. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. In motion, value your wealth in Bitcoin. Compete. Don't complain. I'm offended by selling still, all you people. Don't FOMO on alts. No fancy sets or graphics here. You can change your behavior. Holder of last resort right here. Proof of keys tomorrow. And don't scam yourself, people. We're gonna talk about how you can avoid doing that. Hello, my elite friends. Check out all the links below. Follow me on Twitter at TechBalt, TechBalt. Yeah, I've been tweeting out a lot today and retweeting some good stuff. It's all linked to below how you get in touch with me. And yes, if you got questions during this live show, type in Bitcoinmeister or do a super chat. And yes, you get a new show here every day because the Meister, the Bitcoinmeister, Adam Meister, whatever my name is, I've got that conviction, baby. I love this Bitcoin stuff. Tomorrow, by the way, 6 p.m. Baltimore time, 3 p.m. Los Angeles time. This week in Bitcoin, we're going to talk about the proof of keys, of course, and this new year. Ansel Lindner, Steve Barber, and Blake Anderson make their return to the show tomorrow. And that is also, what time is that in London? I don't know, 11 in London? Yes, 11 p.m. in London. So 6 p.m. in Baltimore, New York. And in LA, it's 3 p.m. All right, it'll be exciting. So we're in 2020, guys. And a lot of you remember there were a lot of cult doomers led by Jim Jones himself that were saying for a lot of 2019, once 2020 comes, this great dude is going to sell 1 million Bitcoin and get a special letter in the mail, and because he's got a special trust somewhere that there's no proof that it exists. And everybody was writing articles about it and getting clickbait about it and putting it in the title and blah, 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 blah. And people were emailing me about it a lot. It's 2020, dudes. You know what I said? I said it was a big lie. It was a big lie. Now, have you learned your lesson? Have you learned your lesson yet, 80%ers? Don't fall for the clickbait. The people who make that dude seem legitimate, he is a total liar. That you interview him, that you write stories about it, like it could be. You're clickbaiters. You're not Bitcoin. I don't know what you are, dudes. But so there's a lot to take away from this. Have a long-term memory. Remember the lies, the straight-up lies this person told. It's complete nonsense. It has there were weak-handed people that were selling because of it, that think that this altcoin is the real Bitcoin. No, Bitcoin is the real Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin, some ego coin that some sociopath made up and tells lies and lies and lies about how he's supposedly he's fake Toshi. He's nothing but a liar. But again, the bigger picture here is I don't understand you people who make videos within it. Oh, will fake Toshi sell his 1 million Bitcoin on January 1st, 2020? You're making it seem legitimate. If you don't know, do you know better than that? Maybe you're that ignorant. There are so many 80%ers out there that are ignorant, that think that this guy could possibly be Satoshi, that I guess they want to write stories about it. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. But I know in the Bitcoin overlay, if you're a 20%er, you shouldn't waste a second on that dude. Never email me about him. Never ask me a question about some clickbait article, because it's total dung. It's ridiculous. And now it's 2020, and guess what? Nothing happened, and some of you are still going to forget that nothing happened and believe his next lie and his next lie and his next lie and his next lie and his next lie. It won't end. He won't stop lying. So stop paying attention to it. Stop putting his name out there, putting the coin's name out there, whatever, writing big things about it. Now, you might be saying, well, Adam, you're talking about it now. What? Could you tell I was going to talk about this in my title? Did I give you clickbait about his selling his $1 million? No. Okay. I don't say the dude's name. I don't say, I keep it so you got to think a little bit. What he does is he makes up these stories where you don't have to think. It's just, it's very provocative, very provocative. He can bring it down. All right, pound that like button. He can't do anything. You control your own destiny. Stop believing straight up liars. And that's another thing. This is where the big boys play. Get used to it. There are going to be liars constantly in this space, constantly telling you lies, constantly. So be, man up, and you got to be able to tell who's a liar, who's not a liar. Stop being gullible and believing every darn headline out there made by sociopaths and psychopaths, okay? There are bad people in this world. If you haven't learned that yet, I don't know what planet you're on, but they can come into this space, nothing's stopping them, and there's plenty of them here. Plenty of pretenders and liars here. So check someone's track record. It's pretty easy. These dudes don't make it hard. They'll lie, and they just count on you forgetting that they lied 2 days ago. And most of you forget it. It's unbelievable, the memory, people's memories. They have no long-term memory at all. And they have a memory of like 2 hours ago, the TV show they watched. All right, enough of that. So, but yeah, there were many threats involving 2020 is the end of Bitcoin. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we're there, dudes. Straight up liar. Now, pound that like button and let's read this dude's Bitcoin Twitter New Year's resolution. His name is Amadeus. All right. The next, and this is a good one too. This is what I basically was just talking about. The next time a well-known crypto, I can't use the word, but it starts with D. D-I-C-U. The next time a well-known crypto D launches a new S coin, I can't use that word either, don't tweet about it and don't interview them. So this goes beyond the dude I was just talking about, but all the ego coins guys out there, you can mention it. You can mention, hey, someone's doing a crypto dividend. I'll claim it. It's pretty easy to do. Blah, blah, blah. That's it. All right. I never buy from this person. But what these guys count on is the clickbait that people will put them on their shows, and they don't care if most of the people say, oh, you're a scammer, you're this, you're that. They're getting big attention here. All they want is attention. He won. The last ego coin guy, I have said this many a time. The crypto dividend that came out at the end of the year. Everyone interviews him. Everyone puts his name out there. People don't say, just get the thing for free. Don't buy it. And that dude had people handing him Ethereum, hand over fist. Okay. It was ridiculous because he got the attack. He knows. And in the end, he got a bunch of people's Ethereum. So the next time, if you don't want to see that happen, my fellow tweeters and content creators, ignore them. Don't put their handles and the name of their coins in your tweets or on your show and interviewing them and retweeting every little clip. They got into argument with this one or that one or the other, and you got to show the 60-second clip of him beating another guy. You're living through a scumbag. You're like, oh, that scumbag ego coin guy. I can't argue with people, so I'll just retweet his 1-minute clip. And you don't live through yourself, people. That's what this show is all about. Pound that like button. You don't live through freaks like that. Live through yourself. If you get some jolly out of some dude winning an argument on YouTube, I mean, what kind of person are you? You win your own arguments. Pound that like button. All right. But yeah, that is a good Twitter New Year's resolution. And it's funny. Someone responded to that person. Why? Why ignore the D when a crypto D launches an S coin? Why ignore? I mean, is this because they are attention. You don't give a guy who thrives on attention. You're letting him. you're giving him money. Basically, you're not doing it, but you're allowing him to take from others. Okay, you're allowing something immoral to happen, basically. So yeah, why not let something immoral happen? No, don't let. If you know something's wrong, don't help let it happen. Okay. And those people who had that dude on their show, they knew it was wrong. They knew it was wrong to have him on, for him to say buy that thing. You don't buy something you get for free. You don't buy something you get for free, okay? If he wants to give you some free freakage, you turn that thing into Bitcoin as soon as possible, okay? But you don't buy it. So Rocky Palumbo is in the chat, and he says, in 2018 and early 2019, Satoshi said he would prove SegWit is not secure, and he would show in November 2019 that anyone could spend from a SegWit address. Yeah, and this is a question, Rocky, that people were sending. Oh, is this true? Look, it was false. He's a liar. He plays on people's fears because SegWit, because King of the Trolls spent a whole year ripping on SegWit. That's in some people's mind. So why not this guy who's much worse than King of the Trolls? He'll bring it up again and say, oh, I could tear it apart. It's total lies. It didn't happen. Stop believing these people. All right. Doug209 says, I just believe Bitcoinmeister. No, just don't believe me. Believe the smart people out there, and always do your own research. Always do your own research. And I'm not always right, but I'm not telling you lies, for God's sakes. There are guys that just tell lies. They know they're telling a lie. They're telling a lie to get hits. They're telling a lie so people buy the coin that they print 1 trillion of or something like that, and that they're giving out for free, but they still want people to buy. R. Rafterman said, Bitcoinmeister proof of keys. Yes, we're going to talk about that extensively tomorrow. It's tomorrow. And so people get your keys, get your Bitcoin off of exchanges, put it on your Trezor, your Ledger, your whatever. Just get them off those exchanges, especially hit BTC. You shouldn't be trading it anyway. I'm offended by selling. All right. So yesterday's show, justlearnbitcoin.com. Check out his site, justlearnbitcoin.com. He said something, and I didn't get to say it because I went off air right around the time he typed it in the chat. Because I always read, when you type in Bitcoinmeister like these guys have, I read out what you say, if it's clean at least. He said, Bitcoinmeister, in 2020, many people will rage quit. Yeah, I agree. Lose their Bitcoin on scams. Yeah, just like the ones because they'll keep on believing people like the people that said that Bitcoin was going to end in 2020 and get fudded out. Yep. But not us, strong hand. You're right. Not us. Not us. Premature Bitcoin evacuation. That was what yesterday's show was about. All right. Check that out. Learn. If you think you're going to evacuate your Bitcoin early, I hope I said evacuate. Yeah, go watch that show. You shouldn't be evacuating. If you're selling your Bitcoin now, yeah, it's early evacuation to say the very least. Come on. Yeah, I've been screaming about 2020 since 2016. That was just to get people to just think long term, to talk about this. We're not at the halving yet. We're not after the halving yet. And if you were around in 2016 and you heard me talk about 2020, then you know how the cycle freaking works. That means you're around the 2017 also. So you got to be patient, people. But it's amazing we made it to this year. It's just surreal. So yeah, 2024 talk. I'm talking about that in a second. Roman Q said, Bitcoinmeister, about to go buy my first Bitcoin of the decade. Oh, that's cool. Only 132 days left until the halving. FOMO on Bitcoin. Don't FOMO on alts. It is that simple. Everything else is just a distraction. You're right. There's a lot of freaking crypto noise out there. Crypto cults. It's crypto cultists who believe in end of the Bitcoin scenarios. Just like in real life, it's the cultists that believe in the end of the world is coming. David Koresh said the end of the world is coming. Jim Jones said the end of the world is coming. They love these leaders that say the most doomiest things you've ever heard. And so, no, the end of the Bitcoin isn't coming. The end of the world isn't coming. And why some people never learn that is beyond my freaking understanding. Again, anyone could start a cult now in America and get people to believe it's the end. When we are living now in this golden age where everything is getting better, like exponentially, it's unbelievable. But still, the end is near. The end is near. End of Bitcoin is near. End of everything is near. You freaking doomers! You only get one life. Make the most of it. Hey. So Cass8 said yesterday also, in the comment section, says 2024 is the new 2020. And yes, it is. For all the newbies that are getting into Bitcoin now or gotten into in the last 6 months, yeah, I got to teach you how to think long term. If I'm screaming 2020 halving to the newbies, that's not very long. That's not teaching long term thinking at all. It's only 5 months away. It's how many days away? 140 some days away that Roman just said. I got to start talking about 2024 halving now for all the people that are just buying today. You dudes, this is not about just buying it and then flipping it. You got to think long. You got to strengthen your hands. If you're not a long-term thinker now, if you don't know what this is a newfangled savings account, baby, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. You got to get that 2024 thing in your head right now. If you're a new guy, you're just getting in. You got to make a promise to yourself. The earliest you will possibly sell is after the 2024 halving. All right. And it is I still, to a guy like me who remembers the 90s and everything, that 2024 still sounds so futuristic, but it is it's closer to us than 2015 was when I was making videos here. So it's time flies, dudes, and I'm pumped. For me, yeah, I don't foresee a reason for me to sell any of my Bitcoin before the 2024 halving. As I said, I've done some calculations lately, and I have enough savings in terms of fiat and the fiat that comes in from my endeavors that I don't need to get into my Bitcoin stash. I see no reason to do so because again, I've set up my life in a way that Bitcoin is my savings account. Do the same. So yeah, I'm still, even though it's 2020, part of my job here is to create long-term thinkers, to create holders of freaking last resort. So I got to start talking about 2024 at this point, baby. But for those of you that who have been with me since the journey began, we're here in 2020. So there might be a few of you that did set up a scenario where you were going to have to get rid of it after the 2020 halving or at the beginning of 2021. Okay, do what you're going to do, dudes. I'm still offended by freaking selling. I'm the holder of last resort. Okay, the Crypto Wonder said, thanks for your content over the years. I've become very offended by selling Bitcoin. Pound that like button, dude. That is awesome that you become offended by selling Bitcoin. Some people didn't like that I had that saying, but baby, I keep on saying that saying because I love that saying. Brian, the UK Bitcoinmeister, is in the house because it's still a reasonable time in London. It's 9:37 over there, and he said, "Pound it. Thank you for the support." All right. Now, let's talk about 57 Bitcoin. Why the heck is 57 Bitcoin in your title, Adam? And you're talking about retirement. You're talking about 2036. Well, a lot of you will remember a video I did. When is this? In April or March of 2019, when Bitcoin was, for you fiat freaks, was not as much as it is right now. And I was talking about the upcoming halvings. And I think I call it the 57 Bitcoin rule, the 57 Bitcoin theory, whatever you want to say it is. How many new Bitcoin are produced per day after each halving? So we're about to go through the 2020 halving. Every day from 2020 until the 2024 halving, 900 new Bitcoin will be mined every day. Then after 2024, it's 450 every day. After 2028, it's 225 every day. After 2032, it's 112.5 every day. After the 2036 halving, the miners will mine only 56.25 Bitcoin every day. So there are a lot of you have asked me, and I've given, how many Bitcoin do I need, Adam? And I've said, you got to do your own calculations and stuff. Well, here's some mathematics behind it. Here's some numbers behind maybe something you want to get behind. If in less than 16, it's basically less than 16 years away, 2036 halving, because I think that the way the halvings keep going, the 2036 halving might actually happen in 2035, but we're not going to get into that right now, all right? But 16 years away, 2036 halving, 56, they're only going to be mining 56 new Bitcoin a day. So if you have 56 Bitcoin, then you're pretty darn elite, all right? I think you're going to be in really good shape if you have more Bitcoin than the miners produce in one day at that point. I mean, that's impressive. So it's 57. Okay, it's 56.25 they're going to produce a day. So I say 57, like Heinz 57 sauce. I not like 56, Joe DiMaggio's hit streak record. Probably never be broken. Who knows? Never say never. Pound that like button. But may it be an Oriole who breaks it. But yeah, so 16 years from now, that's not that far away, dudes. That's not that far away. So if you're planning your retirement, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, why not aim for 56 for the year, 57 Bitcoin for the year 2036, which is now 16 years away. Put that in perspective. 2004 was only 16 years ago. So some of you like, oh, that was, I remember 2004. Yeah, time flies, dudes. Now, so something I said back then is, why not, if you're a relatively well-off person right now, instead of buying that new house, and originally it was for, I said, $296,000, get 57 Bitcoin. Well, things have changed. Instead of spending $400,000 on a new house, on a second house, on a beach house, why don't you get 57 Bitcoin right now? If you have the financial wherewithal to get a $400,000 house right now, a second home, or make some other type of $400,000 investment right now, I would say you should get 57 Bitcoin instead, so that in the year 2036 you are going to be rocking it in a big way. So, and again, if you're getting if you're getting a $400,000 investment property today, and but in 16 years the price is going to double. Okay, that's great. You're going to have to do maintenance on it, taxes on it, all sorts of nonsense on it for the next 16 years. What a pain in the butt. And I've dealt with houses before, as I've said before. And there's 57 Bitcoin. You put it on your Trezor, you forget about the same thing about it. So, I mean, let's talk seriously here. Let's talk seriously. So you think you buy that house, your $400,000 house, you think it's going to be worth $800,000 in 16 years. Now, 56 Bitcoin is let's say 57 Bitcoin is worth $400,000 today. Do you think in 16 years it's going to be worth more than $800,000? Do you? Because, I mean, basically, when it was $14,000 a few months ago, that's how much 56 Bitcoin was worth. 57. I keep saying 56. 57 Bitcoin was worth. So, I mean, yeah, there's your question. Do you think Bitcoin price is going to double by 2036? I mean, I think it's going to way more than double. I think it's going to kick every freaking investment opportunity's butt from now until 2036. All right. So that's why I'm giving you this whole spiel. But I didn't pull the number 57 out of my backside. It's based on the halvings. And since we're going to have halving hype starting after proof of keys, why not talk about the halving now? Why not? So you can watch that old show, mine. It's linked to below. And yeah. So we're going to talk about privacy. Crypto Eddie, what's he have to say? All right. This guy is like, he's obsessed with the charts, this guy is an 80%er. I told you about the 1-day death cross. You told me it was nonsense. Yeah, it is nonsense, dude. It is totally nonsense for dudes to keep on selling their entire stash and buy back based on what a bunch of people making charts say, okay? It's absolutely ridiculous. It's nonsense. I mean, I get the price goes down, the price goes up. Yeah, we know it's turbulent, dude. Why even play in that? Why give the United States government all those taxes? You freaking CUCK. You call yourself Crypto Eddie? You should call yourself Crypto CUCK. That's what you are. You've made it, playing the game of, Death Cross, all these fancy names. Do you fall for the BSV nonsense too? It seems like you're of that same mentality. The people are like, Death Cross, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. You make up some scary term that you end up losing your Bitcoin, paying the IRS, all sorts of short-term capital gains. Do you know what a short-term capital gains tax is? Do you know what that is? What you're telling people to do, Eddie, with this death cross. Every time there's a death cross, you got to sell, you got to sell, you got to sell. The IRS, okay, you Coinbase people, all the people trading on the regulated exchanges, every little thing you do is getting sent to them, okay? You will find out what those things mean, okay? There's no reason to play in that realm because of fancy terms like that. So, Eddie, I told you it was nonsense. Yes, you are nonsense. What you're talking about is nonsense. You're a CUCK. You're a crypto CUCK. You watched the show for years now. You still don't get what I've been talking about here. It's a savings account. It's not it's not for trading. Okay, so death cross this, death cross that. I mean, go. Why don't you go buy some just give up all your Bitcoin and buy some BSV and join that cult. Okay. Because you're on the same level as that type of thing. All right. So good luck to you, Eddie. Keep on doing your questions. I hope I can help you because I've seen how you've been manic depressive about this before. You're like, oh, I'm buying a bunch of gold now. Oh, I was so wrong to do. Oh, you're going back and forth. You're changing your strategy constantly. And that's what trading is. These traders are all about. They're always making up a new thing. They have no conviction. They go back and forth. You have no conviction. You have no conviction. This is about conviction. I've been saying the same darn thing here for years. And what has it gotten me? I am a freaking millionaire. All right? That's what it's gotten me. You stick with the conviction, okay? All right. Moving on. Cryptomania sent 30, I guess these are check money. Good motivational speech. Thank you. It's always a motivational speech here. Okay. Moving on. Let's see. We talked about 57 Bitcoin. All right. Your privacy is not guaranteed online, including a framework for privacy in e-commerce. Okay. This is an article. This is a very interesting article. Again, the title is Your Privacy is Not Guaranteed Online, Introducing a Framework for Privacy in E-commerce via Bitcoin. It goes down the privacy rabbit hole for people who want to set up their own businesses, okay? And it talks about BTCPay Server, and I actually linked to a video below that is by BTCPay Server, which explains what it is, okay? But what I liked about this article before they really go down the privacy rabbit hole, and we live in this era now because of Bitcoin, where you can totally, if you don't have an ego and you don't want people to know who you are, you can start a business totally anonymously. You don't need to rely on payment processors that require your ID anymore. You can start a totally anonymous business and have people pay you anonymously. It's out there now. We're still in the very early stages of it, but we have entered that realm. And that's what this guy's article is about, but it does get a little bit complex into it. But we're living. It's a great time for privacy because of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency that you can. Because in the old days, I mean, you would have to start a business. It would. I mean, even if it was a cash business, the person pays you cash face to face. So there was no way to be totally anonymous. But he gives some steps in starting a totally anonymous business. All right, moving on. Holders beat traders in all markets, says Top Roller. Yes, they do. But again, it's the difference between these short-term impulsive people and long-term thinkers is a big difference. It's the long-term thinkers who win. It's the short-term thinkers who are screaming, oh, it's unfair. It's unfair. We need to tax them. We need to steal from them. Just because they planned ahead, we need to steal from them. That's the mentality here. They're impulsive. The new, whatever the latest trend is, whatever the latest thing is, whatever the latest chart is, I'm going to follow it. I'm going to be impulsive. When I lose, I'm going to rip on the people who had the same strategy for 4 years, who had long-term strategies, and I'm going to try to get the government to steal from them. I mean, this is why you got to be truly in the Bitcoin overlay, okay? Because when you're truly in the Bitcoin overlay, when you control your private key, you don't have to worry about these dudes anymore, okay? All right, you don't, if you don't have a show where they're asking you insane questions and stuff, you don't have to worry about them. You're like, good, I'm gone from these impulsive people can't take from my stash. I did the right thing. I will ignore them. I don't have to be friends with these people. I don't need to fit in with these people. I'm in my own world here. I did the right thing. They did the wrong thing. Bye-bye. All right. So Frank Castandini said, howdy from San Francisco. Oh, brother. Love your passion and conviction. And I'm also in it for the long haul. My belief, we see 100x within 10 years or less. Ooh, that's a prediction there. I might see Frank Castandini when I'm in San Francisco. Remember, if you are buying a house there and you need a realtor, use Frank. Again, for those of you who, I mean, there's plenty of real estate dudes out there. He's got a pretty classy real estate outfit. I've Googled it a few times. There's some fancy sets of graphics there, but a lot of the guys up there like fancy sets and graphics, and if they're going to pay $2 million for a house, they want to see some fancy sets and graphics, I guess. But yeah, Frank, hopefully when I'm up there at the end of March, that last weekend in March is the Bitcoin conference up there. I forgot what it's called, but what is it? The 26th and 27th? It's a Friday and a Saturday. Yeah, I'm planning that out still. So maybe I will meet the legendary Fragcast and Dini that day. All right, moving on. Let's see what else. So, oh yeah, I was supposed to remind everyone, but thank you, Frank, for all the support. Remind proof of key. Okay, we talked about, I reminded everyone about proof of keys. I think I did that a few times. Oh yeah, In Motion. Let's talk about some people who are in motion. Link to below is a guy selling shirts. He changed his URL. I've shown his shirts. I've worn his shirts in the past, like my, the red one, and it's like the Coca-Cola looking one, and the Walmart white one. Luncho Paletti. Anyway, it's linked to below. Buy his shirts. You'll see familiar ones that I've worn before. I've had his old URL listed for a while. I just switched it around. And today, again, when I go to tweets, when I go to Twitter, I read people's feeds as blogs. So I saw someone retweeted the following guy: Crypto Pillows, blockcraft.shop. This guy sells Ethereum and Bitcoin pillows. Hilarious. He's in motion. He's not worrying about death crosses. He's making his own product based on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and pillows. They look kind of cool. So good for that dude. That's original. And Frank just said $10. Thank you, dude. Keep up the good work. See you when you're in town. Hopefully. It can be very busy there. All right. Eddie said, he says, I have a lot of Bitcoin on my ledger, and if it has been on there for years. So what is the problem? Well, you're saying that you've said before that you've gotten gold, and that you've, you're talking about death crosses, and that you participated in this trading and stuff. It's, if you got a bunch of Bitcoin, if you got some Bitcoin on your ledger and your Trezor or whatever, that's great. But if you're moving half of it on and off, moving it back and forth, that's not too good. Not too good at all. Because you are selling some of it, or are you just telling stories? That's the worst thing. If you're talking about death crosses and you're not participating in it, you're just scaring people about Bitcoin. So they spend their Bitcoin. Did you trade it or didn't you? Are you just talking a talk? Are you walking a walk? Okay, because talking a nonsense talk and then not actually doing it. That's the worst, dude. If you're talking about something, at least you did it, right? Don't try to. You can't have it both ways, man. You can't have it both ways. But yeah, dude, you're impulsive. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing here. Your comments have led me to believe through the years that you're a very impulsive person, because they change. Gold, Bitcoin. I'm getting married. This, that. All right. But good luck. And again, I hope you have a lot of Bitcoin. I hope you don't touch that thing. I hope you get your crypto dividends. But you're talking about death crosses. All right. So me, I'm talking about holding and crypto dividends, and that's what I do. That's what I do. That's all I've been doing. All right. So we talked about the privacy. And finally, Tel Aviv Bitcoin Embassy. I said yesterday, well, first of all, I can't wait to be there again for their Bitcoin the Bitcoin halving party in May. But yesterday they talked about how they were having a party today, Thursday, to celebrate Bitcoin's birthday, because Thursday is the big party night of the year, and Friday is big. Thursday is the party night of the week. Thursday is the party night of the week in Tel Aviv. Friday is the weekend, and they actually link to below. They show what the Bitcoin embassy looks like now in Tel Aviv. And for those of you familiar with it, they really made that basement into an awesome, it looked like a freaking bunker, like a bomb shelter with just weird stuff in it. Now it's beautiful. So that's hard work. That's conviction. I'm so glad the next time I come back to the Bitcoin embassy, that it's going to be like double in size in Tel Aviv. So Tel Aviv, is one of the Bitcoin capitals of the freaking planet. You should all visit it. And if you're in Tel Aviv, you better go to the Bitcoin Embassy on a Sunday. When I'm in Tel Aviv, I have conviction. I go to the Bitcoin Embassy every single freaking Sunday night. You can always, when I'm in Tel Aviv and you want to see Adam Meister, you want to stalk Adam Meister, you want to pet his spiky hair, you can do so Sunday nights at the Bitcoin Embassy. I'm always there. They're great people there. And Udi, who rules Ethereum Twitter, is always he's usually there on Sunday nights also. All right, we're gonna end it with all right. Crypto Eddie says, "Love you, brother. I will let you know when the 1 day golden cross is about to hit." Okay, so that's pretty obnoxious that you say something like that. But hey, man, you could say something like that. You again, it's fun to have people in the space. It's not fun. We can't stop people in the space from talking about ridiculous charts and being impulsive. I know if you really believe in all that stuff, you're not going to be in very good financial shape in the long run. So again, you can make kind of funny statements about it or whatever. And you say, "Love you, brother." You're not my brother, dude. Anyway, I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoinmeister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, check out the links below, because you're not a Bitcoiner. I'm a Bitcoiner. All right. Bitcoiners, they're my brother from another mother. All right. Or my I've got siblings also. Obviously, those are my real brothers, my friends in person. Those are my brothers. You're not my friend. And you're not talking about the same type of, you're not on the same page as me again. So how can you be my brother, man? All right. Pound that like button, bang that bell button. Check out all the links below. Click on those squares, and I will say hi to you dudes. Oh yeah, sure. In the chat. Oh wow, we had a lot of people in the chat today. Good job, guys. See you later.